Hi, my name is Tylene. I'm from YMCA London and City North, and I am a Residence Pathways Officer site lead. Okay, so my first question is, why do young people become homeless? So this is quite a loaded question. I feel like there's definitely not just one single issue. It can be family and mental health challenges. It can be abuse in the home. It can be poverty. It can be trauma. It can be lack of support. There's so many different reasons. And I feel like outside looking in, it's easy to judge. But people often forget that there's just life circumstances can create large amount of instability in these young people's lives. What role do gangs or knife crime play in youth homelessness? So youth are often pushed out of their homes due to gang and knife violence. They can also be groomed when they're already homeless and vulnerable. People often assume that they're already in gang violence, but they're often homeless before they're groomed into the gang violence, or they have to flee their house because of gang violence and fear of their safety. Why don't young people just leave those environments? So it's definitely not as simple as that. People feel trapped in their environment. They feel as though leaving is kind of scary because it's like what's out there. Am I going to be worse off if I leave? There's sometimes they don't even know about safer alternatives, and they just know what they were born into. So it feels easy to say they should just leave, but like when you're actually in that environment, you kind of second guess yourself. You wonder what's actually out there. You don't trust yourself or the system, and so that causes you to kind of second guess yourself. What are the biggest misconceptions about homeless young people? So I think some of the biggest misconceptions are that young people choose to be homeless. I feel like nobody wakes up and wants to be homeless. Another big misconception is that young people are involved in crime. And most of the time, especially with our residents, they're out there trying to find jobs and further their education, and they're not necessarily in gangs or involved in crime, and they're just homeless because of the abuse or prior circumstance. How can the public actually help young people? I would say that strengthening our systems is really important. So there's one thing to have direct one-on-one help, which is amazing as well, but supporting charities, mentoring people that you know that are going through a lot, volunteering for charities as well, doing things to help the system, because the system is kind of what sometimes creates homelessness as well, because we don't have the opportunities that young people need to strive. So just making yourself known and helping others that you know that are in need, and helping local charities that you trust and support. Something as small as that can make the biggest difference. What are the hardest barriers young people face in starting over? It's hard to trust a system that's kind of against you in the first place. Also, we don't have a lot of stable housing here. So stable or affordable or safe housing for these young people. Like, if you don't have a house to live in, then how can you get a job? How can you further your education? So without stable housing, without council housing that's affordable, that's like definitely the main barrier, I would say. What support actually helps young people turn their lives around? I would definitely say consistent support, long-term support. It's one thing to say in passing, here, do this, but like seeing it through with the young person throughout a long period of time. So definitely having somebody who believes in them and who's supporting them throughout the journey is really, really important. Why can't young people just go to shelters or get support easily? So that's easier said than done, definitely. Access is difficult, so there's waiting lists, there are eligibility criteria that some young people don't face. Also, shelters aren't always the best place either. There can be a lot of crime that goes on, stealing, whatever it may be, and sometimes going there is like worse, you're worse off going there. So getting support isn't as easy as they seem.